fucking One Piece.
One Piece, it's
All right,
late.
before we start this once in a lifetime chapter, I do want to explain the scenario, the situation of my life currently. And here's a timestamp to skip to the fucking review. So, Thurman works typically what, like 9 to 5, correct? Now his time, that's his time 9 to 5, mine time 12 to 8. I got to get up at 4:30, go there at 5, and then I work until anywhere from like 1 to 4, depending on how long the trucks go, right? Because I unload trucks. So what we've been having as of late is by the time Thurman ends up getting home, I have to be asleep in order to get a full night's sleep. And then by the time I get home, he's at work. So it's been this horror. If we miss the weekend window of filming, we're fucked, right? So as we film this now, I have 7.5 hours until I have to go in tomorrow for work. And I'm okay with that because it has to get done, right? But just know that we're not being lazy. We're not just fucking, abandoning the channel because this channel means everything to me. And I had a long talk with Thurman about this.
Stop saying me.
Singing?
Us. Stop saying me. Say us.
Well, I'm not going to speak for you. You can chime in and say your piece after I'm done saying my piece.
Well, this piece refers to both of us.
Okay, so yeah, what he said. So I had a conversation with Thurman about how my greatest fear would be something that we both equally hate, our jobs, being the thing to destroy the thing we love the most, this channel. Nothing would that's like some suicide level shit right there. Like straight up. Mostly joking, but like that would like if this job that doesn't care about me, that fucking destroys my mental state, destroys my body, ended up destroying this channel, it would just be the worst ever. So what I've discussed with Thurman going forward is we're going to do everything in our fucking power to get things filmed Friday night or Saturday night. Those are the 2 nights that I can stay up, and yada yada. We both have, because of the weekend, obviously, right? So we're really going to devote 110% effort going forward to get things out on time. A lot of times just things we get swept up in life and stuff, and it's been slipping, especially with Dr. Stone as well. So as I speak, this is September 30th, 9:05 p.m. and we're filming this. I'm going to try to upload it right away. And then tomorrow, My Hero and Dr. Stone should be out as well. So apologies once again, and I really want to get better for you guys, and I'm really sorry about that. Thurman, thoughts before we get into One Piece?
You basically spoke for me.
Yeah, so it's just jobs, man. Like, we have the literal opposite schedules, but Friday night is when I'm going to try to basically I want to get back to getting things out on time, because I can assure you as a content creator, which is such a fucking weird title. I don't know, I feel weird calling myself that. We just talk and bullshit into microphones, but whatever. As a YouTuber, nothing feels worse than when you're like you're on Sunday and nothing's uploaded and you're like, that's all you can think about. So just know I'm always thinking about it. When you see no videos, know that I'm stressing about it. Say what?
I'm just less verbal than he is when it comes to that stuff, but I think about it too.
Yeah, so we're gonna do our best to improve going forward. It truly is just that balancing between personal life, work, and this, right? But I never want to let this die. It's never gonna die, and as long as you have patience with me, we'll always make sure to have videos for you every week. Sometimes they may be not as early as we'd like, but we are gonna try. So yeah, One Piece. Thurman.
So this chapter was a fucking gold mine. So first things first, can we skinny Big Mom over here?
We've seen that before in an SBS.
I don't read the SBS.
Oh, you disgust me. The SBS is like practically another chapter. Like, he literally reveals like shit. He reveals shit like the name of Shanks' sword, the fucking like the names of all the fucking Yonko weapons. He reveals shit like the currency in One Piece, what it looks like. And someone asked him to draw Big Mom at, age 20, 30, 40, yada yada. And yeah, this was a big thing in the community about like a year ago, that Big Mom was fuckable, according to King of Lightning. That is King of Lightning's words. Oh my god, Big Mom was fuckable.
So this is crazy, man. So the captain rocks.
We're adding to the theory, by the way, that Kaido smashed Big Mom. Confirmed. Like, it happened.
Yo,
Like, look at Kaido.
Bro.
Look at that little silhouette. Kaido's. You think you're Kaido and you look over at that, and you're not gonna. Come on now.
All it is confirms the suspicions that Katakuri is part Kaido. Like Kaido is Katakuri is Kaido's son. Like it's confirmed.
Kaido.
It's almost confirmed.
Yeah,
so,
I mean that'd be amazing. He's already like that would make so much sense. I love it. So yeah, let's talk about this Rocks guy. He is a Will of D member, confirmed.
Rocks, man. So this is so.
Does he not look like Caesar Cloud?
So it's full funny to me about this guy because it's just like his whole crew is just a bunch of crew members who hate each other. But have you ever seen Boondocks?
Oh yeah, that's my shit.
So there's this thing in the Boondocks called the Hateocracy, right? So Stink Meaner, famous character, who says, "What's good, nigga?" I'll shit like that. So the Hateocracy was basically a group of old people who hate each other, but they hated everyone else even more. So they joined.
Absolutely, that's totally what the Rocks is.
So like this is that. Like they hate each other, but they hate everyone else even more. So it's just like, okay, we're gonna try and kill each other while we kill everyone else. If you die, you die. It's just like only the strongest survived, right? So it's just so funny to me. Like that shit. It's only Oda, man. Like Oda.
Honestly,
like that's just so fucking funny. And what's even crazier too is I'm skipping to it, bro. I gotta skip to it. Ever since One Piece began, I always wondered why was Garp so famous? Why was he Garp being Luffy's grandpa?
The hero of the Marines. They always called him Garp the hero. He was like basically the poster child. Like, you know how in our world it was Uncle Sam on the posters, like, I want you to join the army. Like, they use Garp to recruit Marines. And remember, after Marineford, he wanted to quit the Marines, and they kept him on just as like a poster boy, to train new Marines. He is used as someone to hype up the Marines for people that want to join. So yeah, it makes so much sense now. And I'm glad you brought that up, and I'll let you get back to what you were saying, but I just wanted to interject and say, people were hyping the bounty reveals, and we'll get to that. But I'll be honest, the bounty reveals were cool, but the real hype thing for me was learning about Garp teaming up with Roger on this fucking God's Valley. That's so many questions about that, what the fuck was going on, and also it makes the scene where Roger and Garp are talking. Remember the famous scene where Roger's like, I trust you like a member of my own crew. Take my unborn child and protect him and raise him. The trust between them makes so much more sense now as well.
Because what's crazy to me is the fact that because like I've been saying, we're trying to figure out what the fuck this guy is so important about, right? Because here's just all the thing we really know is like, oh man, he was the Marine, and his crew was the one who almost cornered Roger so many times, and all this
a lot
other
of people
shit
always
like
looked
that.
at him as like the smoker to Roger, you know?
Yeah, so it's just like, now we know, bro. And it's fucking crazy. Roger and fucking Garp stopping the Rock. So here's the thing that makes it even better, right? Because here's the thing. This is so good about One Piece. Oh my god, it's just like, remember when back in the fucking Marineford we had the flashback of Whitebeard talking to fucking Roger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so glad you brought that up, bro. So like, I was sitting in my car reading this on my phone because I couldn't fucking wait. And I'm sitting there, and that was the thought that came to my head. I was thinking of that, where they're talking, with the cherry blossoms, and I'm like, but at one time they fought. Like, at one time, Whitebeard was in the rocks, and fucking Roger and Garp just, smashed them. But then they're friends. It's like, there's so many gaps that need to be filled here. And I need to know, a couple things. Okay, so one very fascinating thing is that they were fighting to protect celestial dragons and their slaves. Now, that is interesting, because obviously, as it's said in this chapter here, Garp takes a strong moral disagreement with that, and we find out so many things. Like, one, he never talks about this because of two facts. One, that he doesn't like what it was for, but two, because he had to fight with Roger. But then we also find out the reason he's never become an admiral, and it's because he'd have to be a bitch boy to the celestial dragons. I love that, and it makes sense. Also, I have to wonder, what was Roger doing there? 2, why did Roger fight to help protect the Celestial Dragons? There must be more to the story. There has to be more to the story.
Yeah, definitely has to be, because I mean, it's just so interesting, bro. It's just like, so the Rocks were a dangerous crew, right? So think about it. Prime Roger and Prime fucking Garp, like, and keep in mind that we don't know like the full story. We don't know if there's like a bunch of Marines at their backs, a bunch of Roger's crew at the back.
No, clearly it wasn't just them solo. Like Garp probably had his whole, like, the Rocks had all their people, and then I imagine Garp had his entire fleet, and then Roger had, I mean, Rayleigh was probably there, like Rayleigh and whoever the fuck else he had. Like, it was probably a massive fucking war.
Yeah, so it's just crazy. So like, those people beat Big Mom, Kaido, Whitebeard. It's just so cool, because now because back when fucking Luffy was on the phone with Big Mom, back in fucking thing, she was just like, Luffy's like, hey, my name is Monkey D. Luffy, and my mom's like, Luffy, Garp's grandson? So it's just like,
oh shit, did she?
Yeah,
really?
Well, it was in the anime. I don't know if it was in the manga.
No, it definitely was. Like I just didn't remember that. That's crazy. That sounds right, bro. Are you fucking serious? Oh my god. Oh, Oda. Oh, Goda. Bro, this bitch was like, Garp.
Like,
that
is so good.
Oh. All right,
because like, everything makes sense, right? So it's crazy to me. So I'm expecting fucking Kaido and Luffy to have some sort of like fucking reminiscence between him and Garp, right? Because here's the thing, right? Because Whitebeard chilling with fucking Roger. Big Mom's like, wait, Monkey D. Luffy, Garp's grandson? And then so it's just like, it all clicks together. So that's why they know each other so well. Cause I was just like, okay, Big Mom and Garp definitely have some history together, for sure. 100%. So it's just like seeing like all of these big names fucking, and here's the thing, right? There are other characters that were in the Rocks crew.
Golden Lion Shiki from the fucking movie. Which was now, what was confirmed to be canon, because they also mentioned, in the manga, they mentioned that he was like the only other person to ever escape from Impel Down, Shiki.
Yeah, so that was in the One Piece Gold movie?
I don't remember which one, but yeah, he was a character in one of he had the float fruit. He could like straight up just fly.
I haven't touched the One Piece movies.
Okay, yeah. So he's a pretty hype character. Like the fucking fan base loves him. And in the canon, all we know about him in the canon is that he was the only other person before the Big Escape to ever escape Impel Down.
Oh, so he must be. I guess the movie was canon then. I guess.
Yes.
Okay. So
most of the One Piece movies, the way the One Piece movies work is a lot of the characters are canon, but the adventures that are gone on are not, because they're worked on by Oda. Oda gives them characters. So, like, Shiki was canon, and then they made a movie about Shiki to kind of expand on what Shiki was about, and then Oda helps with all the movies. Like, Oda, as if this man doesn't work hard enough already. Most of the movies, he's either writing or having a hand in writing.
Ooh, that's dope. So, the Golden Lion, Silver Axe, Captain John, Wang Shi. So, Wang Shi
Fun fact, okay, do you know who Captain John is? I bet you fucking Speed doesn't know about this one.
No, go ahead, comprehension.
Yo. Okay, you remember what Buggy's dream was?
To find a treasure, right?
It was Captain John's treasure, friend.
Oh.
And even more of a fun fact. Remember how he ended up finding that? Well, we assume he found the treasure. Remember in Thriller Bark when Luffy found like a little armband, and that armband was the thing to help like Buggy wanted, and then that's how he got Buggy to work with him. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That was Captain John's armband. So, one of the zombies in Thriller Bark was Captain John. Like, I don't remember which one, but I remember, like, I remember that was a thing. So, yeah, that's just pretty cool.
Damn, so how did Moria take a fucking Yonko?
Well, it doesn't assume, you don't gotta assume that, remember, Moria's not the type of guy that fight. He fucking grave robbed. This man was probably already dead. He looked old as fuck.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Remember, too, you can say the same thing. How did Moria take down fucking Ryuma? Jesus. No, he just fucking digs up their bodies like a little scumfuck that he is.
Yeah, well, I just assumed because all these names, like, I would assume that besides, like, Rocks, like, some of them are, well, besides,
Silver Axe, we have no idea, because I went through a whole, like breakdown of this chapter. Silver Axe, we have no idea who it is. Fucking, what was I going to say?
Wang Shi? Isn't Wang
Shi
the guy
Wang Shi isn't a real isn't a character in One Piece yet, but it's a reference to a real pirate that existed in back in the day, like in real life. Like it was apparently, if I remember correctly, he was the guy that introduced like the pistol or like the gun, like guns to Japan back in the day. He was like a Chinese like pirate that like just like moved a bunch of shit around and like stole, and I don't know. I might be bullshitting, but like I'm learning all this from various reviews that I've seen.
I'll look him up.
Yeah, but it's based off a real pirate, basically, is what I know. Yeah,
that's interesting. Okay, so it's just I just assumed that some of them were still alive since fucking. So most Staccatos now besides
that's something to talk about. Do we believe that as Beck or however the fuck you pronounce Captain Rocks, is he dead or not? Like they say he's not in this world anymore, but is this a Kaguya situation?
I don't know.
What I mean by Kaguya situation is in Naruto, like 100 chapters before Kaguya just popped out and was like, "Just kidding, I'm the real villain." It was like, oh, by the way, this lady named Kaguya existed, but she's dead now. And then all of a sudden, she was the final villain. So people are now wondering, like, is Rocks just gonna like hop out at Rafta, like, haha, I've been hiding here.
Okay. So, just a little update on the Wang Shi. So, he was a Chinese pirate lord of the 16th century. He reigned during the Jiajing Empire. He was originally a salt merchant. He was turned to smuggling during the Ming's dynasty period of maritime prohibitions, banning all private overseas trade, and he eventually became a head pirate from Japan to Thailand. So you're right. He was credited for spreading European firearms throughout East Asia, and for his role in leading the first the Portuguese, to reach Japan in 1543.
So yeah, he's probably gonna be legit. Like Oda likes doing this, like he likes like. He loves like referencing like real life shit in his names and stuff.
All right, so it looks like this character. That's interesting, man.
I'm sure we'll learn more about him. It reminds me, remember in My Hero Academia, where like casually, like during the Gentle Criminal arc, they like casually dropped like, this guy, the leader of the Liberation Army, and then we learned about him.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I love when Oda does that shit, bro.
So here, by the way, here's the zombie for Captain John in Thriller Bark here. I'm hoping you'll remember. He was semi-important, but then he ended up getting crushed by oars.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So this right here is Captain John. There's a manga and anime screenshot for you.
Oh shit! Nice design.
Yeah. And look, he looks old as fuck, so I assume he just died of old age, and then Moria got his body.
Yeah, Moria was like, yeet!
Yeah, Moria was like, the rocks!
So, going back to the chapter here, man, it's just so much good shit. Like, I'm just so happy we finally know why Garp's a hero, bro. Like, I've always loved
people always
Garp.
Assumed it was just because he chased... what I always assumed was that he was credited for the capture of Gold D. Roger. But no. It was this, right? And maybe that too, but like this was kind of the beginning of it, and I love that.
Yeah, I always just think he was damn good at his job, and he was.
And you know what else I love is that it kind of now confirms why they put up with his bullshit. Like they did. There wasn't kind of a line that was like, why do you think that we haven't fired him yet or something? Like he's such an asshole. Like, he's a snarky dick a lot of times. So like, I imagine that like. One of the reasons they put up with him is because of just how invaluable he is as a fighter. And, because Garp, I like that what Garp does, like he joined the Marines probably like in a very Kobe way where he like genuinely wanted to help the world and shit, but then he saw how corrupt it was. So what Garp seems to be doing here is he's going to go after actual pirates, but if he senses like, like this is one of those instances where they're clearly not that bad, he'll probably pull like a, well, they got away, like, didn't he would do that shit with Luffy. Remember with Luffy, he was like throwing the cannonballs, like, oops, he got away,
Yeah,
like,
man.
Garp's boss is Garp. He does not take order. That's the whole reason he's not an admiral. It's so Garp can, like, they put up with his shit. They know, like, everyone knows. They're like, okay, if Garp finds a pirate that he doesn't think is an actual bad guy. He's going to let that motherfucker go. But the guy gets a lot of actual bad pirates, and he's really invaluable, so we'll keep him on. He gives us good PR, basically.
Yeah, man. It's... Yo, I love it, bro. I just...
See, One Piece, this is the value.
If politics was like in real life, I'd actually care.
This right here is the value of a long-running story. Okay, people shit on long-running, but like, if you take you do this same exact chapter, there was no fighting in this chapter. It was just talking and bounty reveals, and everyone lost their goddamn mind about it, right? And why? Because it's questions that we've wanted to know the answer to for 20 years. Think about that, okay? When when your ass started One Piece, what's the first thing? Goldie Roger, King of the Pirates, attained this and everything else the world had to offer. And Goldie Roger, the first thing you see, Goldie Roger. And now we know his goddamn bounty. So let's move on to that, shall we? Shanks, his bounty's lower than I expected. That blew my mind. I straight up thought this man had the highest bounty. That was interesting. And Oda's always doing this shit. I was so sure it was going to be like, okay, Big Mom low is... But no, okay? Shanks, he's a young buck. He's still new to the fucking Yonko. So his bounty ain't that high. Comparatively speaking, it's high. But, like, not compared to, like, you know, Big Mom, Kaido, fucking Whitebeard. That was the big shock. I did not expect Whitebeard to be higher than Kaido.
Having 5 million, bro.
Billion,
5 million,
bitch.
400...
Don't disrespect.
5 billion... 406 million, something, 5 billion.
Gotta love the extra, like, and 10. Some bullshit. Imagine getting Whitebeard, turning him in, and being like, whoa, where's my 10 berries, bro? You shorted me 10 berries. I got the 5 billion.
So,
what do you think about that? First of all, Shanks being so low, Whitebeard being so high.
I mean, I see it, because
I love it. I have no problem with it.
To be fair, though, Shanks is the kind of like a good guy. Yeah, he's a pirate, but he's more so like Luffy. Mm-hmm. Like, he doesn't like do like actual pirate shit, I feel like.
Exactly. So, you have to remember that this is not a scale of power. It's a scale of how threatening the world government finds these pirates. Shanks, let's be honest, Shanks just chilling. Shanks isn't trying to become king of the pirates. Shanks isn't, you know, he's not trying to do anything. Shanks is literally just chilling on an island with his boys drinking. I guarantee you. That's all he ever does, right? In fact, if anything, he's a fucking peacekeeper in the world. And I think they recognize that's one of the reasons I think that the Gorosei just let Shanks come in to talk to him. You know, if that was Kaido or Big Mom, like, what's up, Gorosei? Knock, knock, bitches. That's all out war. Shanks comes in, they know he's reasonable, right? Okay, you're reasonable, we'll talk. But here's why he has such a high bounty anyway. Because he still stands against everything they stand for, because Shanks, similar to Luffy, I imagine is for freedom. And so I imagine they look at Shanks in the same way they look at like a Revolutionary Army person, but like a more lazy Revolutionary Army person, because he's more of a true neutral in all of this. Like he didn't go to Marineford to kick Marine ass, right? Like if he wanted to, he could have. Have you ever thought about this? If Shanks wanted to, he could have gone to Marineford and been like, time to save Ace, bitch. But no, he truly took that true neutral path. And he was just like, no, just stop fighting. Everyone stop. Like, Shanks is interesting in that way. And it makes me want to learn more about him. But it makes sense why they don't see him as much of a threat as Kaido and Big Mom. Big Mom's fucking mentally unstable and has the power, like, literally that's some elfin lead shit. Like I've mentioned this before, nothing's more terrifying than children with godlike powers, okay? Because children are not emotionally rational. So a child with godlike powers has one single tantrum and wipes out the fucking island, right? So Big Mom at the age of like 5 wiping out one of the legendary fucking Elbath villages that's supposed to be like unmatched in strength, terrifying. So it makes sense that Big Mom's up there. Kaido, this man has a death wish, and his whole thing is like, I want to make a war so big that I finally die, or whatever. I get it. I get why he's got such a high bounty. And Whitebeard, the man could literally just fucking wipe out life on the planet with his fucking devil fruit. So I get that. And then Goldie Roger's interesting, because I don't know what they found so threatening about him other than the fact that he was king of the pirates, because he seems very Luffy-like. I imagine he probably just went against the government a lot, you know, maybe I wonder if he had his own little like burn that flag down moment like Luffy did, but I don't know. We'll have to learn more about Roger, but it's a big thing we learn about Roger, because for being one of the central characters of the story, for being the thing that the story's introduced on, we know so little about him. So I'm fascinated with him, honestly.
Yeah, it's it's definitely a weird thing, because I mean I kind of like how Oda's doing is we learn about him bit by bit through like his vengeance with people he knows, not just like outright knowing who he is. I think I really like how Oda's doing this, because it's still, we still crave for more, but we still, it's kind of like eating your plate slowly, right?
It's eating the shitty part of the Lucky Charms before you get to the marshmallows.
Yeah, basically, right? We're still getting. I think he's feeding us properly as he should. So
I agree.
It's interesting to me that Big Mom and Kaido are like two of the current. So technically, Whitebeard's dead, so we can cross him off, right? And Roger's dead, we can cross him off. So right currently, out of the 4 Yonkos now, well, 5 Yonkos, because I guess you can't say Yonko anymore because Yonko means 4, I guess, right? Or something like that.
You can just say Yonko. Yonko translates to 4 emperors.
Okay, so 5 emperors now, because Luffy's 1.
Yeah.
That.
It's like the Goko or something. I don't fucking know. Someone had a word for it. I don't remember what it was.
But to mention that Kaido one-shotted Emperor Luffy.
Listen, we all know Fake News Morgans over here was gassing the fuck out of Luffy. That's so...
Doesn't matter. The world sees him as an emperor, so Kaido technically one-shot emperor.
Well, that anyway, didn't get... you notice that wasn't in the news, though. No one saw that. Isolationist country. That didn't get reported. Didn't happen. Lucky for Luffy, didn't happen. Think about it. If that shit got reported, that would be a huge hit on Luffy's fucking, like... Because right now, you're right, the world fears him. Like the world probably puts him at, like, fucking, like, Yonko level. Like, I guarantee, like, the world and maybe some of the Marines are looking at him like, oh, fuck, you know what I mean? But, like, no, I mean, he ain't. Like, he's at, like, Yonko commander level if he's lucky. Because, again, like, the whole fight with Katakuri was some jank shit. Now, obviously, now that he knows the whole fucking, like, extra-ass Armanet hockey, like, destroy them from the inside out thing, he's probably... I imagine now that he's learned that, the fight with Katakuri might go a bit differently. But let's remember now... Yeah, I put him still around Yonko commander level. Like I could see him, but at the same time, I mean, Queen like low diffed him. You remember, like he was just like, get the fuck out of here with his hands. So, I don't know. I put him somewhere to like mid tier Yonko commander. Like I think right now, Luffy could probably take down like Jack, like mid high difficult.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's where I put him. Yeah, so he's getting there. He's getting there.
So it's so funny, right? So. Because, like we said, it's not about power levels, but how dangerous they are. So, to me, it feels like each one of them shows. Like, I'm honestly shocked that Blackbeard isn't higher. But just because he's new to being a Yonko, that's why he's so new.
Yeah.
Think about it, right? This man is one that someone wants to like fucking cut up his fucking paper.
Blackbeard's interesting. Yeah, no, I'm glad you mentioned that because Blackbeard's an interesting case because he has a very similar mentality to Luffy, but his thing is. He's a lot more focused on destroying, like dismantling the government, right? Like he gives me like Agent of Chaos vibes. Both him and Luffy want freedom. They're all about freedom, but they have different ways of going about it. I think Blackbeard's whole thing is like freedom in the sense that let's fucking dismantle the government. You know what I mean? Let's just fucking cause enough chaos. Like in fact, he gives me a bit of Shigaraki vibes now that I'm thinking about it. Just dismantle the system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he's definitely a threat. Yeah. And again, I hope to see before this series ends, I want to see this man like just sink some islands, like with his fucking Gura. Like it's time, like fucking like shake the world, put him in fear.
So,
all right, here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just kind of curious as to like how like I feel like Kaido has the largest bounty out of the 4 right now just because he can't die. Like I feel like he's like, oh yeah, I've been to the Marines. They can't kill me. Yeah, no,
remember they've captured him multiple times. That's a great point. Like they've captured him. They've literally had him. And then and like imagine the fear that you would have if you capture a motherfucker. And you have everything at your disposal. You try shooting him in the head, it bounces off. You try like poison, nothing. You try drowning him, nuh-uh. Like just literally you just have him in a room and you try everything you can think of to kill the man, and then you just like, well, I don't know what to do. I guess we'll just lock him up, and then he just like fucking flicks the bars and just strolls out casually. Like, yeah, what do you fucking do at that point?
So,
he gets over his hangover and he's like, oh, where am I? Oh.
Pretty sure Big Mom's bounty is high because of her fucking
Big
rapist
Mom's bounty, I'm
fucking
telling you right now, Big Mom is scary because she has a genuine mental disorder and she's unpredictable, right? So Big Mom has the temperament of a child with the destructive power of a god. Like, so again, like, remember how they were talking like the entirety of Totland. Like, if Sanji didn't get that cake to her, the entirety of Totland would have just been destroyed. Like, she just would have kept rampaging.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So, yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, she is genuinely... it's terrifying. So, like, she's a force. Like, all the Yonko are forces of nature. Like, genuinely. That phrase is overused, force of nature. I mean it quite literally. Like, they are like hurricanes. Like a fucking Yonko comes to a town, it's just going to be decimated. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So, here's what I want to talk about. SSG. That's the other thing that got me hyped. Again, I gotta be honest, okay? The bounties are cool, but like not the hypest part of the chapter. There's an element,
I agree.
There's an element to the bounties that are exciting because it's like a childhood excitement, right? I've been watching One Piece since early high school. So bounty reveals have always been exciting. So it's exciting in the sense that this is something that I've been waiting for since like 2010. That's cool. SSG though. So if you just to remind you, in case you've forgotten, Thurman, the whole reason that they were okay with dismantling the Seven Warlord system is because Vegapunk apparently designed a weapon that will match all of the warlords in power. Remember? Mm-hmm. So I want you to think about what that means. Yep. Think about what that means. That means that they are confident that this weapon is like Mihawk level. Let that sink in. Think about it. Swear to God, if you cut out, I will fucking kill you. Thurman, your bitch ass better be there. Not in the fucking mood, bitch. Oh, you little slut. Alright, we're back. Thurman's fault is what that was. Thurman's fault.
Your fault for having shitty internet.
No, it's good. Anyway, so my point was SSG. Okay, I want you to really just sit and think about how hype this is. Okay, Vegapunk, who's been just like massively hyped for the entire series, he made a weapon, and what fucking Fujitora was saying was Vegapunk has made a weapon that will eliminate the need for us to have the Seven Warlords. So what that implies is that they don't even need to have that extra power in the Seven Warlords because this weapon alone will be powerful enough to make up for that gap in power. Think about that. So what that means is they're confident that this weapon makes up for like a Mihawk, let's say. So I'm genuinely thinking this is going to be like the One Piece equivalent of like a nuke.
Yeah, I can see that.
Do you understand like how big that is? Like, are they going to test it on this Big Mom Kaido like situation? Like, are they just going to airdrop a fucking nuke in the middle of the Wano War? Like, what's going to happen? Like the SSG fascinates me.
It's definitely
bro. You gotta chill with the sniffing, bro. Like sniff away. Like you're like you got a problem. Like I'm trying to imagine you like wooing a lady in like a bar, and you're like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, girl?
My allergies will fuck me up today at work. Like all like my eyes were fucking killing me. My nose was just like.
If you're lighting some candles, you're fucking like having a romantic night. You can't be sniffing, bro. You got to be aware of that.
Implying I'll even be able to get a date regardless.
Well, all right, step one, lose some weight. That's what I'm doing, and I'm telling you, bro. Like the more weight you lose, the more people talk to you. Like it happens.
So yeah, so fat guys are not popular in 2019.
I mean that's fair. We don't look good.
I mean, thick women are nice.
Yeah, but thick guys aren't. Have you ever seen that meme? Like in order to be attractive as a guy, you gotta like do like you gotta be fucking fit. Whammon, it's there's a larger spectrum of whammon attractiveness than guy attractiveness, I find. At least that's maybe that's from the perspective of someone who's attracted to whammon. I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Either way, fucking stop being sorry for yourself and fucking get out there and lose some weight and fucking make yourself look better and get a better haircut and get better fucking outfits and like get a nice suit. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and get out there and do it, you little bitch. You little fucking incel beta cuck.
Whoa.
Because you sounded, when you say that shit, it's high-key cringe because you sounded like an incel. Like you give me them vibes.
Wait, I thought an incel was someone who says that, who thinks women deserve to fuck.
No, incel stands for involuntarily celibate, as in like you're involuntarily a virgin and you're mad about it and you're gonna be like, women don't like fat guys and that's their fault.
Why? But I didn't say that nor imply that. It's kind of cringe.
Yeah, exactly. Thurman.
So basically, me insulting myself means I'm an incel. Wow, weird flex. Weird flex. Me not complaining that women don't like me. Me saying, "Oh yeah, women have a reason not to like me because of this." That's how it starts,
Thurman, bro. That's how it starts.
This because of this.
Listen, there's only so long that someone can be down on themselves before they're like, "No, it's not my fault. It's the world's fault."
People like that are fucking stupid.
People like that know that you're not an incel.
It's people like that who don't know how to take responsibility for their own fucking actions.
Heard it here first, folks. Thurman disavows the incels.
Sorry, I mean...
No, not sorry! You should! They're fucking awful! Alright, this whole segment's cringe. I don't know about this.
No women, this is the last thing I'll say on it, no women owes you anything. It's simple as that. No one owes you shit.
I'm sorry, this went from, I was trying to be a joke, but it got too real now. Because, like, incels are, like, genuinely cancer, and I don't want to... Now I feel bad for, like, even jokingly comparing you to women. Hopefully,
this is what Control is all about. Right, this is what you missed.
I made it very clear. That was a joke. I just didn't. I was like, I wanted him to stop being a little baby bitch about how virgin he is because I'm getting sick of it.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just making.
You are complaining.
I'm joking about myself, bitch. I'm insulting myself. I do it all the time. Me complaining is just like, oh my god, why am I a virgin? Oh, I can't believe it. I want to lose my virginity so bad. I just like making fun of myself. It makes me feel better about how much I hate myself.
Yeah, but like,
yeah.
All right. I have to give my best friend life advice later. For now, what do you think about SSG? Go.
The nuke of the
well, we don't know if it's a nuke. That's my maybe like half-ass theory.
So what if it's like a fucking powerful ass devil fruit that gives you like 2 devil fruits or some shit?
That'd be
a powerful devil fruit that does something. Like what if it's just like a devil fruit that takes away devil fruits' power?
Bro, we're going full Joy Boy right now.
Like,
hey like YouTube, that. Joy Boy here. By the way, just disclaimer: I actually love Joy Boy. Unironically, people shit on him. People shit on theory YouTubers. It's like they literally. Oh god! All right, rant time. People shit on theory YouTubers, and their whole thing is like their theories are so rarely correct. They're untrustable. They're fucking theories. Jesus. Like, oh,
I guess I never learned about theories in high school.
I don't know, man. Either way, Joy Boy's amazing. But no, I don't know about that. I genuinely think it's going to be like
right
a
or
weapon.
Wrong.
Like, I think it's probably going to be either they. I wonder. Okay, there's a couple theories. Either they literally made a weapon, or they found an ancient weapon and they have to like, but it's like all broken and shit, and they have to like reverse engineer it and like build it back up or make their own version of one. Maybe they found like some Frankie style blueprints. I don't know. I feel like it's going to tie into either the ancient weapons or be something as powerful as the ancient weapons.
It's just so funny to me because it's just like, what if the SSG is like a powerful like a group that's like more powerful than the fucking sugar?
Well, the SSG is a science group. It's just the Marine science group. It's not what the weapon's called. That's the group working on the weapon. It's a group probably headed up by Vegapunk.
When will we ever meet Vegapunk?
Oh, it's happening. I mean, probably this arc or the next one. Because keep in mind too. Fucking Orochi wants Vegapunk. Like that was a demand he made to CP0 in like the beginning of this arc.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But SGG sounds hype as shit. More Goat.
It's gonna be like Mayori's division in fucking Bleach all over again. Oh.
I'm guessing that was a hype moment in Bleach for all you Bleach fans
Read
out there.
Bleach, this guy calls himself a manga fan, and he hasn't read Bleach. What the fuck? Bleach, it's like one of the integral.
So much manga, while Red barely reads any manga.
Yeah, but you haven't read Bleach though. Listen, just because you read a bunch of like low tier manga doesn't make you a good manga fan. The one time you showed me, what was that show that like it had like this weird little kid, and every attack he did, he said the same shit with the same looped animation that you tried to fucking show me. I hated it. God, all right, say it clearly. Say it. What was the show again?
Muho to Hiroji, Detective Agency. The
worst
manga
thing
was
I've
good.
ever seen in my entire life. I was actually like, I would start to hate manga if I watched as much. Or I would start to hate it if I watched and read as much as he did. Like, you have to fucking filter out the bullshit.
Nah, bro. Quantity over quality.
That's dumb.
Because to find the quality, you have to go through the quantity.
No. I find that most like people find the quality for you. Other people have done that sifting. Like, I'm gonna let those suckers that have all the free time find the quality, and then I'll just jump on that quality, bro.
I disagree. I think every writer should have a chance to show their limelight, and not everything's gonna matter to you, and not everything's gonna be good. But
I'd be super down with that if I had if it was like childhood time again, and I didn't have a job and shit.
Oh yeah, you're just one of those. You're like one of those fucking like shallow people who just like want like one thing, and like a person like, oh, I want my boyfriend to be like 7 feet taller than me. So if you're like below me in height, then
Are you saying I'm like that, bro?
I'm joking.
Listen, first of all, no, I genuinely would love to try a bunch of random new series, but like I don't know how I'd ever do it, man. Like, it's crazy.
Of all, gain tolerance.
Right. All right, listen, man. If you ever become my roommate, I will watch whatever trash you want me to watch, because as long as I can make fun of it, I can sit through anything. Bro, watching that shit with you was so fucking fun simply because of just how shitty it was. Bro, like, I was making fun. Like you don't realize, like, this is why comprehension had to come in and say that. You don't realize how like recycled animation that show was. Like, it was like every scene was just like a still image with like the camera panning to make you think it was moving. It was practically a fucking PowerPoint. It was a PowerPoint disguised as an anime.
Oh man, that is funny. And I guess I can say goodbye to my nap because it's like 6:49.
All right, it's 9:49, bitch. All right, let's finish this up though. So, I'm trying to think. So Fujitora is a happy boy because he got what he wanted. He's also currently on a ship being attacked by Sea Kings. The theory I'm hearing here is maybe he's going through the Calm Belt to assist with the arresting of Boa Hancock.
Yeah.
Exciting, because think about how perfect Fujitora would be for Boa Hancock. Think about it for a second. Boa Hancock, once you see me and lust over me, you'll turn to stone. Fuji's like, I'm blind. She's like, fuck. Perfect comedy moment right there.
He won't even go on the island. Just drops a meteor on Amazon Lily.
Bro, that'd be so fun. That's an Akainu move, bro. Just like, I'm here to arrest one person, but it'd be way easier to just sink the entire island.
Hold on, give me a second. Chink.
You realize there's like children there. I was gonna say women and children, but no, it's all women children. It's women and children women, which should be called girls, I guess.
We're going home, but Fujitora, you didn't do anything. Oh, just look back.
Just turn around.
Right.
Just turn.
Good job, guys. Better quota today. Because technically her bounty says dead or alive, so. Nice fireworks.
Imagine that raining from the sky. The blood of many women and children. And women children.
Oh, boy.
Which are here referred to as girls.
I need someone to draw that, actually.
Bro, that's a comic. All right, Utena. It's happening. Like, I need a 3-panel comic. It's just like, all right, boys, we're leaving, but you didn't do anything. Hold, wait for it.
All right, wrap it up. We made our quota. Back to base, everyone.
Someone who has a camera, just take a picture of the island, and you can I'll just show it to Akainu. He'll know I did the job.
All right, on to fighting Mihawk now.
Yo, but the same ass thing. If he did that to Mihawk, Mihawk would just like casually slice that meteor in half. He'd be like, "What the fuck is
this?" Oh, baby, that's funny.
Oh.
All right.
See, this is why. Here's the thing: Oda's gonna off-screen all these fucking warlord fights, and I hate it. And I hate it so much, and I need to see it. So, like, here's the thing: anime. I'm counting on you, anime. When it gets to here, just animate the fights. Just like call up Oda and be like, "Yo, Oda, how does these fights go? Just give us like a bullet point list on what happens in these fights." And all right, animate it. That's what I need it. Okay, thank you.
I agree.
Let's see. Any final thoughts here?
I said all I need to say.
Trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. What do you think about okay, so the last thing here is Sengoku is like, listen, there's some weird shit with Wano. A lot of strong boys are involved with Wano. What's going on with Wano, yada, yada. What is that building up?
It's because of Luffy.
No.
Yes.
What?
He said it, boy. I'll wait him to say, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what you didn't do yet? You didn't talk about your official manga app.
No, there was nothing to say that to. It has to be. It can't just be forced. It has to be done. But I can't.
Have you noticed? This is why I love having a fucking fandom so much. They're picking up on our running jokes, bro. Like I've had plenty of comments where they're like, I was using my official manga app, and they put it in quotes and shit. Oh my god, you made Thurman so happy he like inhaled.
Oh god, I was choking. But you might hear it in Dr. Stone or My Hero, but that's nothing. Just nothing to.
And Dr. Stone will be happening. It will be happening this week. Literally, come hell or high water, because we've tried to do it for the past literally. Thurman can attest to this. There was all right, Thurman, let's film it. All right, well, I'm not going to be home for another hour, and I'm like, yeah, but I got to go to work in 6 hours. Okay, you better sleep. Let's try again. Oh no, my family took me grocery shopping, and now we're gonna go pick up my aunt or something, and that's gonna take 3 hours. Oh. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm with my friend right now, so I can't do it. I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, that happens occasionally. So you sometimes you're with the love of your life and the crush you've had since middle school, and
sometimes you're with your family, just wanting to pull the trigger.
Family. Am I the only one that's on family?
It depends on the family.
Yeah, most family I find can fuck right off. They think they're entitled to shit just because you have the same blood. Blood doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't really care for some of my family, to be honest.
Dab on your family.
Just don't care for them.
Have you ever seen that fan art of Buggy dabbing on all 3 admirals at Marineford?
Yeah.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Bro, it's so funny because on the One Piece Reddit, it was like a meme, and it was like, yo, you guys remember the time where Buggy dropped down in Marineford and dabbed on all 3 admirals at once? What a mad lad.
What a mad lad.
I can't wait for more Buggy, too. Buggy has to somehow make his way into a future arc. I need more Buggy. Oh. See, I'm just rambling now, but basically this chapter, final thoughts, this chapter's amazing.
It's a chapter.
Yeah, it did great things. It's a legendary chapter, The bounties are cool, but I'm more excited about the implications of Garp and Roger's relationship. We need to know what happened there. We need to know more details. We need to know why they were protecting celestial dragons and their slaves. And Rocks, more about him, more about the history, this leads to even, remember the fucking conversation that Big Mom and Kaido had where she was like, let's just get along like old times. For a fact they're talking about when they were in the rocks together. So it's building something, right? Because I love when Oda does this, and I love when any mangaka does this, but Oda specifically in this scenario, where when a character is first introduced, they're so mysterious. Do you remember do you remember just a couple years ago when Big Mom and Kaido, they were just enigmatic figures that we'd heard about occasionally, and look how much more we know about them now. You know what I mean? Do you remember we used to know nothing about them. And now look at how much we know about them. And now we're getting to the point where we even know backstories and Oda's setting up you know he's gonna do a backstory at some point with them on the rock ship. It's gonna happen, right? And he's setting up that knowledge so that eventually we're gonna get a flashback, and we'll know. Oh, here it is. Here's the rocks. It's just it's hype. You can see Oda. He's fucking playing it like a chess game. He's setting everything up, and I'm pumped for it. Godly chapter. I mean, you know, I'll let Thurman do the number rating. We know what it's gonna be.
Yeah. Oh, I already did my rating, but 10 out of 10.
Okay, I thought you were gonna be a dick and be like 9.5.
3.
This is this is a big moment, man. And as we continue forward, I can't wait to see what else Oda has in store for us, because it's cool. It's a fucking cool time to be a One Piece fan. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And
with that,
peace.